Sydney She, attorney at law.
Hey.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I could not wait to do this interview because I've known you your entire life.
Yes, Chelsea, you're so gorgeous. Thank you. I couldn't be more honored to do this with you.
Thank you. No, the pleasure is all mine because, I mean, look at the times that we're in. We're going to need some more Black lawyers.
Tell me about it.
Some Black lawyers. But look, I'm going to get right into it, ask you all the questions because I know you're studying for your bar, right? When is that?
Yes, bar exam is in September 6th, 7th, 8th, one of those dates. But as you can see, it's active studying going on in these parts. So we got 3 months, but we got about 14 subjects. So, yeah.
And I know those cases are like,
yeah, I mean, not so much the cases, it's the subjects. It's like 14 to 18 different subjects of law. I mean, think about how many areas of law there are. We need to know all of them. Contracts, family, business, everything.
Look, power to you. We need all the Black lawyers we can get right now. This is a sink or swim situation. So kudos to you, but I'm going to hop right into it. So name, business, and your social media handles.
Yes, my name is Sydney Shea. Well, Sydney Marshall, actually, Juris Doctorate. I am the newest associate attorney at the Cochran Law Firm here in Atlanta. I just received my offer not too long ago, so it's official like a whistle. We do civil rights litigation. We do premise liability, medical malpractice, you name it, we do it. But it's more so catastrophic personal injury, loss of life, limb, or liberty.
Absolutely. Now, I know this question is kind of going to tie into a few because I know like your transition a little bit. Like you went to VCU, then you had bartender life, then you had law school. So I'm like, how long have you been in this field?
Law school itself is 3 years, and they call it the practice of law. So I would say I've been doing this for 3 years, because even while you're in law school, you're practicing, which, by the way, let me say, the law school education experience is like none other I've ever done. Most of us are used to going to school and getting all A's as long as we do the work, you know, as long as we turn in the assignment, B's at the least. It's not like that in law school. You could still do the work and get D's or C's or, you know. So I say 3 years practicing, 4 years undergrad. I took a break after the 4 years undergrad. I graduated at 22, took a break and told myself I'll be practicing by 30. So about 5 years of break.
Look, so you went to Atlanta. Was that to go to law school or was that just to experience Atlanta at first and then you just happened to pick that law school? How was that?
Growing up with me, I've always been to music, always been into theater. So I came down here to Atlanta with the purpose of bartending to open up other avenues. That's why I came. And also just a breath of fresh air from the usual surroundings of Richmond.
Absolutely. Now, what brought you to this field? How long did you know, like, this is what I want to do, or like your aha moment?
Seeing Johnny Cochran, which is so funny because I'm actually working for his firm now. Look at how that circles. But seeing Johnny Cochran, that was my moment when I was younger. Seeing the element of theater combined with arguing really excited me. I was like, okay, I love to argue. I love to act. I love the courtroom because you can act and argue and be intelligent. And that was like my aha moment to like want to do law.
Absolutely. Now, when you're not working, which usually isn't right now just because you're studying for the bar and you don't have probably a waking moment to even breathe or take much of a shower. So if you're not working, what would be a typical day for you? Like your hobbies or guilty pleasures? Let's do pre-quarantine and quarantine.
Pre-quarantine, my guilty pleasures, because bar wasn't around then, hanging out with my friends, my family away from home, my family here in Atlanta, spending time with loved ones. Now, absolutely nothing. When I got a free day, I want to do nothing. I want to sit in this house and watch trash TV. So I will say that is my guilty pleasure, trash reality television.
What is your pet peeve, Sydney?
Oh, so many. But let me just pick the number one. My first pet peeve and my greatest pet peeve is timeliness. When you're in the field of law, one thing they teach you is timeliness is next to godliness, and anything less will be, you know what I'm saying, not acceptable. You've had attorneys arrested for not being on time. So, I mean, like, to be honest with you, timeliness is something that I take very seriously. To me, when somebody doesn't respect the time frame or doesn't let you know they're going to be late, even if they let you know they're going to be late, they're extremely late. I see it as a form of disrespect, because why do we even have clocks and time? Why not just get rid of time if we're not going to pay attention to time? So
Absolutely. And it is a form of disrespect. Like, you don't respect my time enough, something I can't get back.
exactly.
So look, when Sydney wakes up and you're not feeling up to par, it's just one of those days, who helps you put your cape back on?
Who helps me put my cape back on? My family away from home, my study group. I will tell you, I have an amazing study group. One thing about it, going into law school, that study group of yours will keep you focused, on track. Days you don't want to study, days you don't want to open a book, you know, they're in your head like, listen, we in this together. We got to get this done.
Yeah.
So I will say they helped me put my cape back on.
How was that law school experience? I know, like, being in pretty much Black Hollywood down in Atlanta, it's like, it's so much camaraderie at the moment, so much pride down there. But it's like, how was that experience for you?
Law school was challenging in the beginning, mostly because I was still working. I was bartending my whole first year. And a lot of people don't work at all during law school because it's that demanding. So it was really challenging for me to get back in the groove of being in a classroom and having to take notes and do learning things. And so that was a challenge, in balancing my schedule with working all night and then having full-time days of school. So that was challenging. But then after I got rid of work and I kept going, my second, third years, like it was just, it was really good. It was scary, dangerous, but good.
Yeah, I get.
Character building experience.
Now, what inspires you?
The money. No, I'm joking. Actually, I'm not joking. But my biggest inspiration is my family. At home, of course, my mom, my sisters, my nieces and nephews, the people I love, and also my family outside of home, the family that I made here in Atlanta. I have a solid group of girlfriends, a solid support system, a solid companion, someone who's very supportive of me and my dreams. Though all of them together motivate me. You know, that's my motivating force to keep going.
Well, that's the next question. So you already answered that for me. Or who is your biggest influence?
My biggest influence, on the other hand, would be one of my professors, Jonathan Rappin. He was a big influence on me as far as what direction I want to take my legal career in. You know, when I first went to law school, I thought I wanted to be a public defender. I knew I wanted to be a public defender. But then once I got a taste of civil rights litigation and how we can start at the top and cut from the top, as opposed to solving the issues that flow from the major issue. Let's cut the major issue, the civil rights issues that we have, and we can help a wider range of folks than just taking an individual case by case of people who've been victims of the criminal justice system.
Absolutely. Look, and it all ties together when you think you want something and it's like, you've shown me a different perspective on how I need to do these things.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Now, what is your why?
My why is because I have to satisfy my urge to problem solve. That's just always the way I've been since younger. Like it not only do I have to satisfy my urge to problem solve, but just being able to help other people out who seem to be in helpless or hopeless situations and with no way out. That is another big why for me. I do it for the clients, the people who look towards me for help. So,
Absolutely. Now, what music is in rotation for you right now?
Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is one of my greatest musical inspirations because she's one of the few people who rap about, you know, things other than taking money from men and shaking tail. Like she's rapping about, you know, making it. When people say you can't, when you're the black sheep and everybody counted you out, and then you turn into this blossoming swan, and
Yeah.
everybody want a piece of it. You know, I relate to her. So Nicki Minaj, and a lot of trap music. So
Yeah. If you weren't in this field, what field would you be in? Maybe your dreams as a child.
theater. I would be an actress. I would be a singer. I'd
Yes.
probably be in New York on Broadway somewhere. Tell you
Yeah.
the truth. Theater, or I'd probably still be bartending because that's a check too.
I'm saying those bars in Atlanta, things get crazy, and I'm saying, and them trapsters will come in there. Go, here you go. Take this $1,000 for your tip.
Exactly, especially in a strip club, girl.
Thank
It's
you.
ridiculous.
Thank you for this. You've changed my life in 5 minutes. I'm excited about it. Now, we all have our social media handles, but what would your friends say about you that we may not know?
I am loyal AF. One thing about me, if I love you, I love you. I will lay my life on the line for those people who I love. A lot of times I'm loyal to fault. You know, I fight battles for others because I'm so used being trained as an attorney to be the voice of the unheard. So if I see a friend next to me whose voice is not getting heard, or a friend who can't stand up for something, like I put my cape on immediately. I'm super loyal and I'm such an
Yeah.
advocate through and through.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you could give advice to your younger self, maybe 10 years ago or so, what would that be?
Take your time. Everybody's timeline is not the same as other people's timelines. A lot of times we look at what other people our ages are doing on social media or on TV. And one thing, if I could go back and remind myself that that's their life and their purpose, that's not your time frame. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? Be sure that you're sure that you're sure before you step in any direction. That's the advice that I would give to myself. Just try not to compare yourself to where other people are at your age and at your time.
Mhm. Absolutely. Now, if you could give advice to young women or people that want to be in this field, what would that be?
Black women comprise 2% of the legal population. Out of the entire 100% of attorneys, only 2% are African American women. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be some racism that you're gonna experience. It's gonna be some naysayers. You're gonna be your intelligence will be questioned constantly at times because of not just the color of your skin, but because on top of the color of your skin, you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So my advice is to block all of that out and work hard, study hard. Don't let what comes on TV, all these SVU and crime victim shows and Law and Order, make you think that that's what the law is about, because the law is only 10% about that and
Yeah.
90% about being intelligent and studying and reading and knowing the law. You have to work 3 times as hard as your white counterpart and 20 times as hard as your white male counterpart. So, you know, it's demanding, but it can be done. And never give up on those dreams. Work hard, and you're always being watched. Also, another thing I wish I would have known before I went into the field of law was what you do in your past life will carry into your law life. We have an issue called character and fitness, where it's basically an expensive FBI background check on you. It takes months. They want to know every single speeding ticket, every single violation, warnings. They want to know about debts that then rolled off your credit that you don't have to pay, but according to the bar examiners, you still have to pay those debts. So you can't have bad credit and be an attorney at all. You gotta do what you gotta do and handle your business early on so you don't have to run into those problems to get into the practice.
Yeah. Look, well, how is it? I know that you're taking your bar, so do you like practice law? Like, what does that look like for you right now?
Right now I am not working. While you're in law school, most people get internships second or third year. Some of us are blessed to get good internships. Some people don't get internships. The way it works with most people who go to law school, your job will offer you employment and they will hire you before you pass the bar exam. My job, you know, a lot of people's jobs, they have different sayings. Some people's jobs will pay them still hourly while they're studying for bar. Some people's jobs will cover your entire bar expenses. Sometimes they'll give you lump sum bonus signings to help you live off. You're saving your money, making sure your bills and everything are paid, but you cannot work while you're bar prepping. It's virtually impossible. The amount of work that they give you, you're supposed to be studying 8 to 10 hours a day. So, you know, that's the way it goes in this situation. So I'm not working right now. I just finished working in June. Not June, May. Sorry. May was my last month working. And then I started off June with bar prep, no working, June, July, August. And then I come back in September as an attorney, a provisional attorney, because since COVID has gone on, Georgia has granted those who did not take bar a license to practice before we even take the bar exam. So it's all dependent upon keeping your status by passing the bar exam. So because if I don't pass the bar exam, unlike other people, I lose my job. I get fired. My contract is null and void. My signing is null and void. And I don't get to practice until I take it again and they take away my provisional license. So that is the experience.
It's been it's been definitely an insightful journey.
Yes.
Just like I said, because it's so necessary. Like the times that we're in right now, being Black, being a woman, being in America, like we're in the middle of a whole riot and a whole pandemic at the same time.
Never thought I would live to see a civil rights movement, but oh, what time it is to be a civil rights attorney at a time like this.
Oh, what time it is to be a Black person, because I have never,
exactly.
like, I'm so proud.
You just brought up something that was such a good point for me, because luckily I've been blessed to be in a firm where everyone's African. It's a predominantly Black firm. We all share the same issues, the same plights, the same struggle, and we're a very successful firm. But I did want to say another piece of advice that I forgot was that a lot of people, when you go to interviews, you look at it as that they're interviewing you. But one thing I've learned is that when I walk into an interview, I'm interviewing you to see if this is where I should fit.
Because this is my license.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is my life. If I got to fake it for you to hire me, if I got to be somebody that I'm not supposed to be, then that's just a red flag that I don't need to be here. You know what I'm saying? If you be yourself, somebody is going to appreciate you, like you for what you have to offer. And then that's when you have a mutual fit, a bonding. If more people went into interviews with the mind frame like I'm putting you on interview, it will turn out so much more successfully, because we go in there thinking, do I say the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? And that's already starting off on a bad foot. And I commend you for what you've done with your brand, because Lou the Realtor sticks in my head. Like when I see that, it's you. And to just be able to take all of that and turn it into something so precious, I much respect to you. Much respect to you, my queen.
Yes, I cannot wait till you are out there fully practicing law and you pass that bar exam in September. And I cannot wait to celebrate you and continue to follow your success. And then when you pass, we're going to have you back on the show.
Oh, you know it.
Show these people. Because, I mean, ain't no telling how long these riots going to be going on.
Only this time when you get me back on Instagram, I'm going to be somewhere on somebody's island with a cocktail in my hand doing this interview, okay?
Same. Because by then I'm going to have a baby and I deserve a trip.
Oh, you do.
Deserve
you
it.
do.
Well, Sydney, thank you for taking the time to be here. This will be on my story for the next 24 hours, and I'll send you the link once I get it edited and uploaded to YouTube within the next 24 to 48 hours. But yes, thank you so much. We're here every Mondays at 4, Wednesdays and Fridays at 6. Please let me know how you're doing your bar exam, because I cannot wait. Good luck with testing and studying and prepping for that. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. I'll be looking out for that link. You have a great day.
You too, Sydney. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.